Greetings, 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 goddamn. Um, this is this is a little a test. I'm sorry, ladies. I should have. I'm doing a test because just kind of disregard this. I'm going to explain exactly what the title is about. Give you guys no. No, no, God damn, God damn. No, no. I could explain. I could explain, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Ask Nathaniel Experience. I am your host, Ask Nathaniel. And let me give a quick disclaimer. You know, I really need to shout out to Super Goddamn. Oh boy, this is like, you know, nobody wants to be nobody wants to be reminded of what it is, right? And you know, there's always a thing that I have for people, man. And first and foremost, how y'all doing? How was your day? Good Lord. Today was a beautiful day. It was another productive day. Thank God. Another productive day. God is so good, man. God is so good to me. You understand? God is good. And, I feel good when I know that I'm able to speak on things that we tend to discuss and talk about and have fun. And I love when we could have fun with each other, and I really do. Like I genuinely love that. I think it's dope when we as people can enjoy ourselves and laugh and put things into perspective. And there is a mode of strong love for my people, man. And I just want to address some things because I think sometimes we kind of get besides ourselves, and we kind of lie to each other. We lie to each other a lot because sometimes we just don't keep it real. And I know it sounds so corny because to keep it real, it's just I know they're just like, Nate, you just give us the shit. And then there's another side when people want you to keep it real, but they don't want you to hurt their feelings, so they want you to be a little easy. Like, it's kind of like, I don't like to use it this way, but it's just more of a, I don't know the space that we're at if we have to keep it real without being honest, right? So if we honest about who we are, then are we really honest about who we are if we're not being honest, right? I don't know if we're being honest if we're not being honest. Like, we should be able to tell one another what we feel. But we don't want to hurt anybody either. We want to also put a motive of love and honor and looking up. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think, and I really believe this, when you really listen to this, you're gonna feel good. Now, there's gentlemen here that's probably listening, and men struggle with this shit too. They do. I think men struggle with age because men don't want to be old. And I say this to say this has been something coming up on social media a lot. And I know you guys tend to do this thing called flexing. And I honestly feel that there's people that do this flexing and they really don't really feel the way that they do, right? Like low key, they're not as really happy as they say they are. So they say they're happy and they're really not. And then when you tell them the truth, then they get mad. And I learned that, you know, the more and more we live in this society, we kind of live in this blanket of lies. Like we're not really being honest for who we are. So I want to get to this. So I know there's this thing that people tend to do, and they do it a lot. And they tend to believe that they're not feeling some type of way or a way about who they are, and they're proud. So first example, when you post your age onto Facebook and you're like, yo, today is my 40th birthday. And you're like, you know, I feel greater than ever. And, you know, I feel great. Life couldn't be better. I feel better than I was younger. Like being young is for the fucking birds. You don't know shit. And I'm 40 years old. You forgot about that part. And I think when people say, some of you say 40 years young, 40 years old, right? I believe age can be embraced if we embrace the fact that we're old. And the reason why people have a hard time with this is when you tell somebody that they're 40, you're like, oh, you're old. They're like, I'm not fucking old. You know, I'm 40 years old. I'm still young. And it's like, no, you're not. So we get on social media and we put up, you know, these things, and you really don't feel that way because you know deep inside you're 40 years, but you don't like the old part. But when people say to you and they ask you, how old are you versus what is your age? You know, to ask somebody how old you are is pretty graphic because you're asking them how old are you? When it's your birthday, how old are you now? How old are you now? How old are you now? There's a form of embarrassment. And I say this because people say, once again, I'm not old. I'm still young. So you believe that you're still young. You believe that you're still young, right? So when somebody says you old ass man, right, fellas, you don't like that. So, and especially when it's somebody that is your age, or I love this one. This is my favorite one. When they say, yo, we getting old, man. Damn. So we say that we're getting old, and I'm not getting old. I'm more wise. As a matter of fact, I love being this age. And you really don't. You know you don't. Because you're telling yourself you're happy with being this age because you don't want to be older. Right? And that's fine, right? But I think it'd be more fine if you you're honest with it, right? Because you're really not honest with your age because you're not happy with the old part. So you embrace this. I look good for 40. So what does a 40-year-old supposed to look like? What is a 40-year-old supposed to look like? Seriously. So that can be a disrespect, because if you tell a person that's 30 that they look 40, that's a diss. But if you tell a person that they're 50, that's 50 and they look 40, that's a compliment. So this is what I really believe. If you're so happy about your age, why don't you embrace the fact that you're old? Because if I say to you, how old are you? If you ask a woman, how old are you? You're supposed to stop a person, not because you're a woman and you're asking age. You're supposed to say, how do you know I'm old? Right? Because the proper way would be, what is your age? And that's a little more depth, right? But that's a little more deeper to say to somebody, what is your age? Because now they're like, well, why are you asking me that? But if you say to somebody, how old are you? People are quicker to respond to that. And some people may say, how do I look? So I'm going to tell you something. This is the layout of loving your birthday. I'm going to start at 5. Okay, so 5 years old, you're happy at 6, you're happy at 7, you're happy at 8, you're happy at 9, you're happy at 10. You can't wait, count down. You even tell people I'm 12, I'm 10 and a half. You can't wait for this age to embrace. You can't, you know the deal. So you can't wait, you can't wait, you can't wait, you can't wait. I can't wait to be this age. I'm happy with my age, right? Because you're happy then. Remember, you were in high school. You're going to be, because you can't wait to be 13, 14, because you could get your permit, at least in New York. You can't wait to become 16. Man, I'm going to be 18, 19. I can't wait to get 21, and then it's all downhill from there. And the reason why it's downhill from there, because we live to become 21. 21 is like, you know what I'm saying? 21 is like it. Like, I'm 21, I could drink, I can drive, that's it. I have yet, and this is just me personally, I have yet to meet anybody that couldn't wait till they turn 30. Right, shout out to NBA City. So NBA City says forever 21. Right. Why is it? And it's just, I just noticed a difference. Why is it the last age people could not wait to turn was 21? Can somebody explain that to me? Why is 21 the last of the age where you can't wait to become 21? I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I need somebody to give me that, because I feel from 21, 22, 23, 24, oh shit, I'm going to be 30. Right? They're knocking on 30. So 30 is like the most depressing. The 29 is a depressing age. And then you become 30. You don't appreciate 30 until you're 40. And you don't appreciate 40 until you're 50, and it keeps going on. But when you're 20 years old, you don't want to be 10 anymore. I'm grown, right? So you tell everybody I'm grown. You know, a 15-year-old can't wait to be fucking 20, right? 15, you can't tell you ever been around, listen, I've been to a sweet 16 recently. You know, it was my friend's daughters, and, you know, I had my daughter there, whatever. Have you been around 16-year-olds? 16-year-olds sound like children. They're not. You know why? Don't listen to age. What grade was you in at 16? So you figure 11th, right? Maybe the 11th grade, 12th, depending on how smart you was. I mean, whatever. Right? So you graduated at 17, 18. I graduated at 17, right? Do you understand that when you listen to age, it sounds young at that age, but then when you realize what grade you was in, it's not that young anymore, because now you remember what you were doing at 17 years old. So I just want to say this because I want to really, really get to this. You know, recently, all jokes aside, I've been listening to a lot of people, including myself, and I noticed that we've been missing OGs. So I watch a lot of 1970s and 80s, and I love watching 1940s movies, and I like to see these families. I'm like, how old was these people? Because everybody looked old back then, right? You look at Michael Landon, you look at his wife. I used to love Little House on the Prairie is one of my favorite shows in the world, right? And I used to look at his wife, Carol, and I used to be attracted to Carol. I used to be attracted to Nellie and shit, right? So Michael Landon, what age did y'all think Michael Landon was when he had them kids and his wife? Some of y'all been thinking that they probably was in his 40s, 50s. No. Them niggas was like in their teenagers. You got to think about it like this, and I don't mean literally teens, but Michael Landon was probably like 25, maybe 30, give or take, and they had full-fledged families. Do you know a 30-year-old right now still thinks he's 15? So the real reality is you got to watch old shows. You know, JJ and Thelma, they were teenagers on that show. Teenagers, right? But Florida and James Evans was in their 30s. You understand? Like, you look at the Cosby Show. Cosby and Claire, what did you think? They was in their 60s? No, they were in their fucking 30s on that show. They was in their late 30s. It's all relative, because the reason why we're missing OGs, because OGs embraced their age, because their lifestyles then were a lot better than ours. If you look at people in their 40s in the 1970s and 80s dancing on Soul Train, or you remember when you was a kid and you seen your parents and they were raising you, look at what they were doing then. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to think about what the people was doing at that time to embrace this life. If you look at the average 20, 30, 40, 50, 60-year-old, whatever, and I say that because the seniors after that, they were part of that zone. So that eliminates them from being part of this, trying to be whoever. But no age is what it used to be in the 1970s. But the problem is now we think we're young forever, and we are the OGs, and it hasn't hit us yet. Right? Everybody looked old back then. Niggas had afros and they were dancing. So how could they look old when they were dancing, and there were groups, and there were R&B groups and disco and rock and roll and all the above? But, and I say this in the most deepest respect, I love my OGs. My family and friends are no longer the same, because most of our OGs have perished and transitioned. And some have even had mental illnesses. It's so sad that era that you see on Soul Train now, most of those people are probably not even here. What's crazy is, if we miss the OGs, then who are we? Because if all of these TV shows back then, especially in the 40s, I mean, my grandmother had 10 children. My grandfather died on my mother's side, and when my mother was 3. My grandmother raised all of those kids. Do you know my father's first marriage was at 15 years old? Now, let me blow your mind. Could you imagine a 15-year-old being married right now, you couldn't imagine it, because 30-year-olds think they're still 15. They haven't embraced the fact that they're old. Now, this has a lot to do also with music. When Madonna was out, she was a teenager. When LL Cool J was out, they were teenagers. Teenage hip hop now is making a comeback. It's called drill music. Drill music is literally for little children up to like 25. If you're a drill rapper at 30, it's a little old. But to be a rapper in the 50s and 60s, it's no big deal anymore, because now we have pioneers that have paved the way and they have gotten there. Now, when I was a child, we had Chris Cross, we had ABC, Bell Biv DeVoe. New Edition, when they first came out, these niggas was 14, 15 years old. So now they're the OGs by 10, right? And now we still are confused, because musically we have 50 years of hip hop, and then we have drill music. And drill music is not concerned about no old motherfuckers, right? So now when you tell a person and they say, well, what kind of music you listen to? You can still be in your 50s and know drill artists, but drill artists are not going to know a 50-plus-year-old music. You understand? So it's so fucked up, because now our kids, grandkids, some of y'all niggas got grandkids. You still say to yourself, I look good for my age. No, when them people back in the day, they were proud grandparents. They were proud adults. They were proud to be grown. Now, this society, especially in America, age in America is put down. It's not like the UK where they put it on the pedestal. Even in West Indian culture, they embrace old age. Like, they're big on Bob Marley, Long Live Forever. They big on Shabba. They big on artists that been in the game forever. We recently are starting to kind of, put that together, but it wasn't successful with the 50 years of hip hop, because young people don't want to be old, and people that's old don't want to be old. So it's all fucked up. And what I notice now on Facebook, you guys get on there and you say, especially women, though, I'm not going to lie, a lot of sisters do this. So I ain't gonna lie. And you get on there, you're like, I'm 40 years old and life is great. I'm fly at 40, and you do your little old dance. You got your girlfriends and y'all all trying to do the two-step, and you'll go out to dinner. And that shit is not a flex. It is not, because you haven't admitted the fact that I'm old. And I know that's the hard truth. So if you have to understand this, it's not about old, it's about looking good. So if you embrace the fact that you're old, not your age. People say, your age means nothing. Your number of your age is not the flex. The flex is you knowing that you're old. You have to embrace that. Because the more you don't embrace that you're old, you're going to be in denial. Now, listen, I know some people are gonna hate me after this, but I'm really serious about this, because if we're missing the OGs, and I don't mean some of you two-step brothers, you got your hat to the side, your go-to from your pair of Adidas, talk about, yo, these young niggas don't know shit. They don't know shit. We talking about, that's not what it's about. If more people embrace that they're old, the younger people are going to want to be you. See, when I was coming up, these old school players embraced their age. They didn't embrace it by saying their age. They embraced it because they old. And when they did that, there was a mode of swag and respect and style that we looked up to them. Niggas is not going to respect you when you 40 years old or 50 years old and you're trying to look their fucking age. It's not going to happen. And, you know, I see sisters doing this. I see brothers doing it. The brothers kind of do it because they really do feel old. But when women are doing this, they're not really embracing their age, because to embrace your age is to embrace your old. You have to embrace your old age. And being that old and age is looked upon as so bad, people hide the fact of age without the old. So if I say to you, how old are you? I'm offending you because you're telling me. You know, even if you say you're 40 years young, that's cool that you caught that, but you're going to answer the question, how old are you? 40. Okay, so you're 40 years old. You're old. No, I'm not old. I'm 40. You understand what I'm saying? So the more and more you are in denial of that, then you're doing things that you're flexing on. Number one, just understand this, ladies and gentlemen, especially ladies. You know, you got this singer right now, Taylor Swift, going through this stalking shit. And the news is literally putting out the fact of which street she lives on in Tribeca, New York. And they're letting all this be known. And the reason why this is a problem is y'all put out too much of personal information online. It's better to be old and embrace old, to be older, than to embrace your age without the old, only to post it on social media and you're showing the world that you're insecure. That's what it's doing, because you're leaving room for somebody to call you old. See, when you embrace who you are, there's no room. You can't go high. You can't diss anybody with that. You ever have somebody that tell you like, yo, I just turned 39. I still look young. I'm like, no, nigga, you're an old motherfucker. And that shit is going to hurt their feelings because you're telling them the truth. If we embrace the old and we put our strength behind our strength of our age by addressing that we're old, the young people will look forward and look up to being old. But if you're not embracing that, their cap is 21. And when that 15-year-old turns 21 years old, after 21 years old, they're going to go into depression. That's why millennials want to all jump off the fucking building, because they're 30 and they know, they're like, oh shit, I'm old. So once somebody reminds them that they're old, they don't embrace that well. So they're like, I'm not old. My mother's old. My dad. See, so now there's no respect now for the older age. But when I was younger, I wanted to be old. I wanted to be, you understand what I'm saying? So America, shout out to Jayla. What up, Jayla? The more and more you have to think of this, grown folks, adults. If you're an adult, you're old. That's why you're an adult. You're old enough to know you're an adult, right? That's what people tell you when you do dumb shit. But when you're grown folks do what they want to do, but they also they don't embrace the fact that they're old. They think they're still young. You see what I'm saying? So, case in point, it's like a person that says I don't know, you live at home. I mean, back in the damn 40s, you couldn't live at home with your parents at 18 years old. You're supposed to be out there with kids and a family. This society now, shit has changed. This world is so expensive to live in. You got to remember, these motherfuckers is paying like $100 every 3 months for fucking rent. So, and this is in the 70s. This ain't even that long ago. Now people are, again, in denial. So if they're 30 years old living at home, they're going to downplay their parents. Like, you know, I'm helping my mother and father out or whatever. They're just going to downplay it because now they're like, damn, I'm 30 years old and I live at home. And I'm like, yeah, but if you're 30 years old and you live at home and your parents are old and you're old, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. Just as long as you embrace the fact that you're old. But if you just embrace that you're 30, you're going to have some serious psychological problems. I'm telling you, because society fucks y'all up. That's why it's best that you never share personal information to do with your numbers. Never. Never. Just don't. Just don't. Just don't. For case in point, why do you feel you should go on Facebook and tell everybody your birthday without embracing the fact that you old? So don't put it up there. Why would you tell people your height, your weight, your social security number, your credit score, your birth date? I said, where you live. Like I told you, Taylor Swift's having a major problem with a stalker. The nigga tried to stalk her like 4 times in 2 days and keeps getting arrested. You know, y'all share too much of information on social media. Why should a person keep your age a mystery? It doesn't mean that you're ashamed of it. It's nobody's fucking business. It's just not. Hold on. I gotta give a salute to my man. Hold on. My man is here. Shout out to Negro, please. My nigga OG, excuse me. My bro, OG J Spoon. Big brother. I played a video with you the other day. You was on the live stream. It was a 10-hour live. I couldn't even edit it because my software wouldn't even allow me to cut it up. But you remember that one that you was on. You was going back and forth with the sisters there. But salute to you, big bro. I'm so glad that you're here, man. And it is an honor. So let me make sure I give Jayla first of all her moderator, and let me make sure I give my bro here. But shout out to J Speed. But see, didn't I say that era of men right there? They embraced it, and when a person see them OGs I grew up with, they embraced old. Now, granted, we don't mean old and decrepit. We mean old like, yo, these niggas was OGs because they were old G's, right? But now y'all 45 years young, old, but you don't embrace the old. The OGs embraced old because all their wisdom in the front of the stoop, in the Harlem stores, wherever you go, let me tell you something, whippersnapper, you young boy. And you young boys was in their teens, but you're not going to tell no dude that's, when you're 50 years old, you can't tell that 30-year-old that he's a youngster. You got to tell him, nigga, you old, but you younger than me. But when you talking to the youth, which is nearly 1 year old, all the way up to 22, 24, 25, you understand? Leave that for them. You had your chance. And I feel that, and this is a great comment, disturbingly in America, misogyny doesn't promote the aging process for women, again, no matter who's better, respect life. Well, that was the white man that did that. That wasn't for black women. It wasn't. Black woman, you have to embrace your age by not revealing your age number. You understand? That's just unnecessary. You're letting people into your pot when they don't need to be in the stew. It's just not, it's irrelevant. You know, if a young lady met me and she said, how old are you? I'm like, oh, that's the end. If a woman came and asked me my age, I'm old. Because if she's young enough, she's going to respect that. If she's old enough, she's going to respect that. Now, she may say, well, how old exactly? Because I'm 30, I'm still young. I'm like, no, you're fucking old too. You just don't know it. No, see, it's like we don't call Mr. and Mrs. Like some of y'all got kids that are 15, 20 years old. And one of my boys told me, for example, right? Here's a dude, he's like 44, 46, I believe. He told me, I said, well, you know, he got a daughter that's 22 or 23. He said he done met 3 boyfriends already. I said, how do you deal with that? He said, I just told my daughter, don't introduce me to no boyfriends because I don't want them thinking I'm their friend. Follow me on Facebook and all the above. This is where y'all fuck up as old niggas. If you 40 years old and you can't tell your 20-year-old daughter her friends to call you Mr., I promise you they're not going to respect you. I'm telling you right now, you have to listen. When y'all stop doing Mr. and Mrs., that's where you fucked up, because you know what you're trying to do. You're trying to convince the youth that you're not that. I just was your age. No, don't convince them to that shit, because they don't respect that. You know what motherfuckers respect? When they say a grown ass man, I know people put a negative. Grown ass don't mean nothing no more, because you got 30-year-olds walking in slippers. You know? When you are an adult and people take you seriously because of your dress, when people see you dress, let me tell you how deep dressing is. Today I was in an auto parts store, right? And where I go, beautiful people, by the way. Beautiful. There's a particular AutoZone that I just love. The people in there are amazing, right? Love them. So there was this dude that came in and he used to work there, but he had a different uniform on. I'm like, he's like, no, I don't work here no more. He works in a hospital, and he had hospital gear on. He had the name thing. And I'm like, it looks so weird to see this dude because he doesn't have the AutoZone uniform. So I'm looking at him, and his other coworkers like, they was bugging out because him to be behind the counter, they see him in a different uniform. Point of the story is, a uniform is that powerful. You ever see a police officer, and no matter how much you try to take your eyes off a police officer, you see that uniform, it's like they're like aliens, right? But when you see that nigga in plain clothes and he's shopping at damn Walmart, it's like he's a regular civilian, right? So it's the same thing with age. When you are in your midlife crisis, or you're getting older and you look good in your shit or whatever, when the youth does not acknowledge you as Mr. because you're not demanding that. I remember me talking, I wasn't allowed to call a man or woman on a first name basis. If it was a parent or an adult, you could not call them by their first name. Y'all remember that? You could not do that. And the reason why you couldn't do that, oh God. Anyway, I'm sorry, I just see something. So the crazy thing is, you got a whole bunch of channels that is wow. The crazy thing is that the more and more you're not embracing age is when you don't tell people to call you Mr. Because you know why? When they call you Mr., what's the first thing you say? I'm not old. Okay, so if you're not old, at what point in your age should people call you Mr.? It is a disrespect for a person to acknowledge you as a non-Mr. or Mrs. Because when you fill out an application, they give you the prefix of Mr. or Mrs., Junior or whatever, right? When you meet somebody and they see, if the kid or young man sees a true adult and they say, listen, call me Mr., whatever you're like, you can even call him, even if he calls you your first name, he should address you as Mr. I promise you, they're going to deal with you as a triple OG adult. Niggas ain't saying Mr. You got niggas like Cameron and goofy ass Mace that act like children, and Jim Jones. These niggas is old ass fucking men. And they're not letting the youth embrace old age, because how do you take an adult that serious that looks like you? When I was a kid, if you was 30 years old, bebopping the call, like just rapping, we didn't look at you as we looked at you as the cool parent, but you still was an old parent, right? So now all of a sudden, where the fuck did 30 become young? Explain that shit to me. Well, I'm going to show you that it's not. You're 30 years old. What's the difference between a 30-year-old and a 50-year-old? The difference is that person's 30, that person's 50. What are the two things they have in common? They both could become grandparents. Biologically, that's a fact. He's a 30-year-old grandparent and you're a 50-year-old grandparent. You guys think the grandparents are just in the 80s and 90s? No, you could be a grandparent at 30 fucking years old. So at what point did y'all just think that shit was cool? Why? Because the bar kept getting raised. When rap came out, the oldest rapper was like 20. I think Ice-T was like 23. Now a 23-year-old's a young rapper, right? You know, minus drill music. We would have never thought, now I'm being honest, right? If Jay-Z's 53 years old, and when we were in high school, your grandparents was in their 50s, right? How in the fuck is 50 years old niggas is rapping in their grandfathers? Because a person in their 50s doesn't want to accept the fact that they old. And when you don't accept the fact that you old, how are you going to teach the youth? How are you going to teach the younger people that's younger than you? Granted, 30 is younger than 50. That's the difference. You're younger. You're not young. You're younger people, right? Nobody's understanding because we grew up in a whole different. I remember one time I said to my mother's friend, tough woman too. I said, hi, Jenny, Miss Jenny, baby, Miss Jenny. She specified and fucking corrected me. I would never forget that as long as I live. You have to embrace. If you have a problem being called Mr. or Mrs., you have not embraced old age. You're just cooning. You're online, embracing the number, and you're not really happy with it. That's why you're depressed. And we need more people to start identifying that. Susie said, how can old women still attract meat men? They just date old ass niggas. Listen, you embrace old women attract and meet men seriously just by looking good. Like, in other words, and this is a good thing for women, as you get older, you know what I'm saying? On a positive note, you have a bigger sexual appetite. The man's appetite decreases for you. So if you're a married couple, your married man requires less in the bedroom when you require more. That's the problem. Now, as a man's older, he has a sexual desire for multiple women, but a woman could outperform a man the older she gets. That is a scientific fact. You could outfuck a man because there's nothing really involved with you getting wet. If you can't get wet because you're going through midlife situation and change your lives and menopause, you still can put down some gel down there and fuck all night. A man, if he's not healthy, he will not be able to deliver. Nevertheless, have an erection. You understand? So these are things that men are not telling you. Now, granted, on a positive note, niggas got, medicines and all types of technology to get them back to feeling like they're 20 again. Follow me? Like they're 20 again. Not fucking 40, not 30. So I say all this to say that stop telling everybody your age. Because now you're telling them that you're old. So just embrace that you're old so you don't have to embrace your age. You understand? That's it. That's just it. When you're telling people, I know there's this one girl that I, grew up with, and she's always been the older chick that's always been fine. She's about 53. She's been on Facebook talking about her age since Facebook started, because she's always had issues with it. And she says she doesn't because she talks about it. She does. Okay? Because when a person does, Angela Bassett don't be out here running her mouth how old she is. I don't know how old Angela Bassett is, nor do I care. But I know one thing, that is one fine ass woman. Now, you go to Wikipedia, you couldn't do that years ago. Now y'all could go to Wikipedia and look up niggas' ages. Not everybody's ages are real, but we are obsessed with age. You know what y'all do? Y'all look at Angela Bassett, you probably 12 years younger. And I was like, yeah, I still got some time. I still got some time. You can't do it like that. It is a denial mechanism that you are struggling with, and you have to let that shit go. Gentlemen, you especially, because you supposed of anybody, you're supposed to embrace old age more than anybody because you're a man. You're supposed to embrace old age to the highest degree, but you do it by trying to hold on to your youth. Now, some people may say, "Oh, what about niggas dying in beards?" Dying in beards is a flex joke. That's not true. You could dye your beard because sometimes color doesn't look good. Everybody doesn't look good with a gray beard. Gray beards are good for niggas that's dark skinned. They fucking get away with that. If you a light-skinned nigga, light brown, gray doesn't compliment you the same that it would if you was Peter from, Atlanta Housewives. Them niggas get away with that shit. So it's the same thing with tattoos, like, or a beard. Let's go with a beard. Beards alone versus light-skinned men versus dark-skinned men. Dark-skinned men run the beard game. They run it. White boys get beards to look tough when black dudes get beards to look good for women. You know what I'm saying? White boys look soft, so they get a beard to look like to look intimidating. The cops in New York City years ago, they were supposed to be clean cut. Now they let them wear beards, so now they try to look intimidating because most white boys look soft. So they grow a beard to look tough. Now you got them outlaw niggas that be driving the motorcycles. Why do you think they grow them big long beards? It makes them look intimidating. But once again, when you're in a position of society basis, there's a lot of things that people fight. A nigga coloring his beard, nothing wrong with that. This is the problem. The problem is when you're old and you don't accept it because you use your age as a defense mechanism until you're old. But if you embrace your old, there's no reason to tell anybody your age. It's irrelevant. You know what I mean? Like, it's like you went to school with somebody and they say, well, how old are you? It's like, nigga, you know how old I am. Fuck out of here, nigga. I really don't. Okay, well, shit, nigga, I'm old. Even if I know people that went to school with me and I told them that, and they're like, yo, they really, then they later on, they're like, yeah, I think I'm older than you. I'm like, nigga, we was in the same fucking classroom. But again, it's showing that you're not embracing that. Let me give you an example of myself, right? I'm old. Period. That's it. So if somebody said, well, how old are you? I said, that don't matter. You find out when I'm dead. We never see 30-year-olds hooking up no turntables with some streetlights back in the 70s. You didn't see it. Like, you got to remember, I hate to tell y'all this, young people and younger people. Young people are people that's, up to 21 years old. Young people, 21 and over. That's just how I look at that, right? 21 to like 35, young people, right? Excuse me, younger people, my bad. So young people is up to 21. Younger people, 21, millennials, younger, you know what I'm saying? But this is the thing that people got to understand. People respect you more when you let them know you're old. I'm telling you, they don't respect you by your number. Keep your age a mystery. It is so incredible. I've dated a girl for 7 years and didn't want to know her age. I found out because I had to get a license and ship it to Massachusetts. Believe me when I tell you, it works. God damn. K. Marie says, hey, y'all, the video quality is giving off some self looks. Thank you, K. Marie. What I did tonight, thank God. Thank God. God is so good to me, y'all. Today, today was just an incredible day. I'm just so thankful for God's word. I'm thankful for allowing me to give the messages that I give, giving me the brain, giving me the know-how, giving me the intelligence and the freedom and the health, my mental health, to feel good. I feel good. And that's all that matters. You know, y'all talk about this age and what do you feel like? I feel good when I'm here talking to y'all. My uncle Clement used to always say, there ain't no feeling like feeling good. I didn't know how old he was until he passed away. We never talked about it. I knew he was my uncle, the end. And he knew when I was getting up there in age because he was old. He was once my age. And that's important. OGs. So if we're missing the OGs, then who are we? These kids call us old heads. Oh, anybody call you an old head is a disrespect. That's disrespectful. I heard Jess Hilarious talk about old heads and this Mary J. Blige thing and comparing it to what's the girl's name? SZA. Can somebody tell me how old SZA is? Can somebody tell me how old Jess Hilarious is? Because Jess Hilarious, I'm assuming that she's in her teens. Is she in her teens? Can somebody tell me, is Jess Hilarious in her teens? Old head is the worst thing you could. I've never in my life ever called nobody no fucking old head. Old head. That's really, really disrespectful. You know what you're doing? You're antagonizing that person. That's what you're doing. She's 34 fucking years old. Not SZA. Because they try to compare SZA to Mary J. Blige. That's not a comparison. SZA hasn't been... Oh, God. Just tell me how old Jess Hilarious is. Okay, she's 31 years old. Okay. Let me just give y'all some real scientific biological facts. Jess Hilarious, SZA, and Mary J. Blige. What do all three of them share? I'll tell you what they share. They're all old. They all can be grandmothers. That's it. The end. And there's nothing wrong with that. But if they're looking up to Mary J. Blige as an old head and looking up at DJ Envy as an old head, Jess Hilarious has a problem accepting that. Because if they're an old head, she's an old head. You can't be if you're 15 years old and you call somebody old head, you as the alleged old head have to correct that. Because they could call you a whole bunch of different things, but old head is not acceptable. You could call me OG. You could call me Mr. Nat. You could call me Gray Nat. You could call me anything else. You call me old head is disrespect. Those are fighting words. It's disrespectful. And y'all got to wake up, millennials especially. Y'all niggas think you're young and you're not. I know you're having a hard time because you're old as a motherfucker and you haven't accepted it. And it's fine. Don't compare SZA and Mary J. Blige. You can't compare them. They're two sisters. One been in the game for 30 plus years. One been in the game for 5. Why are you comparing? You can't compare Chris Brown to Michael Jackson. You can't compare nobody to Prince. Prince is Prince. Michael Jackson is Michael Jackson. Martin Lawrence is Martin Lawrence. Richard Pryor is Richard. Why don't you stop comparing people? There's no comparison. You can't compare Air Jordan or Michael Jordan to motherfucking LeBron. LeBron is LeBron. Michael Jordan is Michael Jordan. If your kids embrace LeBron because they don't know who the fuck Michael Jordan is, your kids don't know what they talking about. Yes. Jess Hilarious. If Jess Hilarious was 15, I can understand. But what do you think a 30-year-old is to a 15-year-old? An old fucking bastard. Because 15-year-old can have a 15-year-old can have a parent that's 30. A 15-year-old can make their 30-year-old parent a grandparent as soon as they have a baby. That's some hard facts. You know what I'm saying? A 45-year-old can be a great grandparent. You got to think of all these things. These are the truth. And the people back in the day, they embraced that. That's why they did shit so young. Niggas was working on a railroad and coal miners with 3 kids at 16 years old. And now we're 16 and y'all niggas are babying your 16s like they little babies. No, they're not. They're teenagers and they should be fucking getting their lives together. And I ain't say you got to kick them out into the damn street, but how do you plan for your kids to take care of you if you're not teaching them the responsibility? You know, families made to live together. But when y'all dividing shit because this, that, and the thing because of society, don't do it for society. Do it on a biological level. If you have a house full of adults, adults need to be doing their part. I don't give a fuck what is going on. And if you have a house full of adults and there's some young people, the adults' responsibility is to teach the youth. That's your responsibility. So when somebody is telling you old heads and y'all accepting it, you gotta say, nah, B, you know what I'm saying? I'm old, but I'm not no old head. You have to specify that. And they have to understand that there's a big difference. Because once I hear a person say old headed, it's usually, most of the time, it's usually a 30-year-old. And but when they hear the raw truth, they can't deal with that. Because that's their little defense mechanism because they know that they're old. That's a disrespect. And it's a disrespect to even compare these two singers. Stop listening to DJ Envy. He's not from New York City. He's from a small town in South Carolina. Stop listening to motherfucking DJ Envy. Stop listening to these two fools. It doesn't matter. Don't put these women against each other. Put them together. If anything, SZA and Mary J. Blige need to do a song together. Why? Because they're songstresses. They're black women that sing soul music. And that's just the reality. I mean, let's just stop it. Let's stop with the nonsense. Like, don't call Kanye and Michael Jordan age older. You wear their sneakers. You calling all these niggas old and you wear their sneakers. Like, it's just all fucked up. So people have to embrace to be old is to be old. It's not your age. Age is just a number. But when you specify age, it shows that you're insecure about your age. Just say you old. And don't say it in a joking way. Happy birthday to me. I'm old. I made another old ass year. That's it. Right. Yeah, an 18-year-old goes into the prison with an adult. If a man is 30 years old, he sleeps with an 18-year-old woman, there's no breaking no laws. You know, I think Little Duval put some shit up about these older women that's dating younger niggas in the industry, like, you know. But Little Duval's a hater. Don't listen to that nigga. That nigga's a fucking hater. He's just off. Don't listen to that nigga. That nigga's a clown. He should be doing comedy. See, these guys, they make these little references and jokes, and these niggas be old and they put down women because they're not dating them. And then they just try to like, oh, they're predators. No, they're not predators. If you're 40 years old and you're dating a 21-year-old, you're 40 years old dating a 21. Now, I'm not going to say there's a future with a young man, but you're not a predator. I mean, you're a predator when you're fucking 25 years old and you're fucking a 15-year-old student. You're a predator when you're 21 years old and you're fucking a high school girl that's under 18. That's a predator. You know what I mean? So you got to embrace these. Stop getting on Facebook. Stop getting on 50 and Fly and all that stupid shit. No, you're not Fly. You look fucking crazy because you're old and you're in denial. And when I tell you, you're going to get offended because the truth is going to hurt. I'm telling you it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt you because you're in denial. And don't be in denial. If you're old, you're old. The end. Nobody got to see in the gym. One thing I like about the gym, they don't talk age in there. They talk health. They talk good. You know, you see a person tells you, man, I'm a grandfather. Then you don't need to know their age. If a motherfucker tell you they're a parent, you don't need to know their age. They're a parent. If the nigga tell you that I'm 15, I got a 17-year-old, I got an 18-year-old son. That's it. Like, if they happen to tell you that how old their kids is, why the fuck do you need to know their age? So all the men that talk all this, yo, women be washed up at 40. No, men are washed up at 40 because he's already going through that problem because he's going to be 50 in 10 years. Don't listen to that. They turn that shit on to you. Okay? Most niggas that talk down on you understand can't fucking even handle you in the bedroom. And that's just the truth. You know what I'm saying? A woman can bust 10 nuts to a guy's one. Never forget that. So that alone, you're already ahead of the game in him. There's some things that work against him when he's older. There's some things that work against you. And that's just life. But at the end of the day, your body transitions. There's certain shit that you just got to understand. When you reach puberty and womanhood, you can have a child, right? So when a man reaches manhood, he could have a child. He's able to, ejaculate, come, and make a woman pregnant. So you can't deal with a 15-year-old, a 7-year-old is saying like a 15-year-old. There's two different things there, but you got to make sure that 15-year-old stays away from that fucking 10-year-old because the 10-year-old probably got a period. And it could be a fucking disaster. So you have to be mindful of knowing that you have a responsibility. We don't have to bring back OG per se, but y'all got to bring back the respect. There's no respect for old age because people are not proud of their age. They're not proud of their age because they don't embrace old. They embrace the number. Fuck the number. The number is nobody's business. The number is just you showing the world that you're trying to embrace some shit that you're really not happy about. You're really not because you're not because you know that goddamn I fucking didn't want this day to couldn't make me slow. You count that shit down. Some of y'all coming to the New York like goddamn I'm gonna be this age this year. Shit, damn. People don't want to grow up. I don't even speak much slang anymore. Well, no, slang. Listen. There's nothing wrong with a little bit of slang. You could be an old person and still be, with some energy and some swag and some style. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But what I'm just simply saying is this. When people embrace old, then you become older. You understand? You don't want to get old. You want to get older. That's just an individual I would tell you. But in the meantime, embrace old. Understand you're over 30 years old. That's it. The end. You have to just accept the hard truth. Once you are able to have offsprings and your offspring is able to have children biologically, you are old. And when you embrace old, remember back in the day, the old lady, the old man, the OG, the wise lady, all that shit was put on a pedestal. Now niggas is Mary J. Blige's age and nobody wants to believe that Mary J. Blige hasn't embraced old. She hasn't. Just musically. I'm listening to Mary's new album and I'm just like, damn, Mary, stop having these niggas rap on your tracks. Stop getting these just stop it. Like, just give us some good old R&B music. If you watch people like Shaka Khan, she could perform her hits forever. That's how it's conditioned, right? If Mary J. Blige is doing her and Method Man's You All That I Need, that's cool, but we don't need another You All That I Need from Mary J. Blige. Let SZA do that because she's younger. She's of the younger generation. She's old, but she's of the younger generation. Mary J. Blige has to start giving music for the soul more than trying to keep up with the time. That's why Busta Rhymes, and I use him as a good example, Busta Rhymes has a hard time accepting his age because he wants to be embraced and accepted by the youth. You understand? There's not a rapper out now. There's not a rapper out now, I could tell you right now, that has embraced old. They have not. All of them now are going through a transition because nobody set the tone yet. That's still something in the air. Like you got Dr. Dre that did this track for Mary J. Blige. This shit is garbage because they're still trying to do what they did in the 90s. No, you got to create something for now from an old perspective, right? Shout out to Obi-Wan Steph. So you want to embrace that. It's like, think about how some people say, and back to the motor, like, yo, a person don't look 50. What does a 50-year-old look like? What does a 40-year-old look like? What is a 40-year-old supposed to look like? What is a 50-year-old supposed to look like? Well, I'll tell you what they're supposed to look like. The older you get, it just shows what you haven't been doing. So your old appearance as a person, if you look good, you represent health. If you don't look good, you represent failure. That's just it. When you're young and you're fat and you're 14 years old, you lose that shit in a week. You just eat better and run and go back to after school programs. Now you can tell a nigga that just sits on the couch and drives everywhere and never walks, because old age doesn't hide that. 30 years old shows what you've been doing in the last 10 years. 40-year-olds show what you've been doing in the last 20 years. 50 shows what you've been doing in the last 30 years. So all that shows. So people got to be more creative now by, once you embrace the mode of feeling good and good weather and good feeling, rather than materialistic shit, people have something to look forward to. Because if people are looking at age to be dreadful, they're going to be lying. Because they're going to embrace it, and they know that they in the room crying every day like, oh my God, I got 10 fucking more years before I'm 60 years old. I got 20 years before 60. They're not really happy about that. They're saying that they're happy, but they're not, because they haven't embraced the fact that, thank you for your birthday wishes. If you can't embrace being old, take your Facebook birthday off of there and just take it down. Just don't have nobody say happy birthday to you. Don't get on Instagram saying today is my birthday because you want some acknowledgement. Because what happens when somebody says, how old are you? And now you got to put in there 50 and I feel great. And you don't, because they didn't ask how you feel. They just said, how old are you? Because that old part did it. You understand? That's so wise. Old does tell all your habits. I'm telling you. Shout out to Obi-Wan Steph. What up, bro? Think about it like this. If you listen to wisdom, and let's just say, I don't know, randomly, let's just say a person has said he'd been there and done that. And you say to them, well, tell me about it. Like, I'll give an example. Snoop Dogg has this one little clip, and he's talking about how New York City was New York when you had to go to the Tunnel. That was the name of the club, and the Apollo. Now, anybody been during that era of the Tunnel time? That's an era. Era means it's gone, right? So that was an era that's no longer here. So the fact that he acknowledged that, I knew that he got to be seasoned. There's no way in the world nigga gonna say the good old Tunnel days and be 15 years old, right? But we don't need to know how old Snoop is. We just gonna say, oh shit, that nigga Snoop been around. For him to know that motherfucker, he's speaking from a version of a real dude, of an OG. Because we look at Uncle Snoop as, this is not the same nigga that came in that was cripped out in the 90s with Doggy Style. This is, if you ever watch Snoop Dogg, all he talks about is wisdom. If you ever listen to Jay-Z or you listen to any of these rappers, all they're doing is talking from a wisdom perspective. But then when you know niggas is young, when they talking about, yo, we going to the club to shoot it up. Like, that's a young boy. And we know if a nigga talking like that, yo, I'm in a club and I want to shoot it, we like, in most cases, the nigga probably 18 years old, because niggas was doing that shit when I was 18. But if you 30, 40, 50 years old and you're aware of this music, but then you're living that lifestyle, you got to start thinking you just an old ass nigga trying to be young. Now, is hip hop a young boy's game? No, it was when it came out. It's definitely not a young boy's game now, because it's been on the earth for 50 plus years and there's too many different genres. So no, it's not a young boy's game, but there's certain genres that's young boy's game. The South, they can grow old together with their hip hop, when New York, they don't. New York rappers, we don't grow old together well at all, but the South, they grow well together, because the South got like a West Indian culture type of thing going on. So they embrace the OGs. They've been in the game that paved the way. You know, They embrace Jay Prince in Texas. They embrace Jermaine Dupri in Atlanta. You know, in New York City, niggas don't embrace Russell Simmons like that. You know what I'm saying? They just don't. Even the young cats out there in the South do that. So, because they demand the respect. So, you know, there's just so many different levels to it, man, but you just got to embrace who you are. And it's fine, like, because it ain't about your number. It's about how you feel. Now, if you feel old, that's a problem. But if you feel good, that's great. If you feel young, even better. But you're old. And that's just the bottom line. And it's fine. That's why this world is so fucked up now, because everybody is living in a dream world. You know, and I know there's some pressure as you get older. You start thinking you got shorter days here. Don't do that. Don't do that. The numbers will fuck you up like that. Don't do that. Next thing you know, you be seeing somebody that knew you posted your age 4 years ago and they remind your ass because you put it out there. Now, you have family around and you got your big birthday party. Why you got to feel, unless you turn in a milestone like 80 or 90 or 100, even then, you know what I'm saying? I can understand that. What's the point of you telling people that you're old and you're 40, you're old and you're 30? Like, you know, just have a birthday bash. Just have a birthday bash and turn up. Like, put one big candle on that shit. Let it just explode with love and keep it pushing. Like, stop sharing that shit. Social media is out right now, and social media is dreadful, and it's a very, very bad place. I know motherfuckers that were 15 years old and hung themselves because they were teased in school because they felt awful and somebody made them feel worse. So embrace age by embracing your old. And then when you embrace your old, then you could get older and understand that age is just a number. Age is just a number when you embrace old. But when you embrace the number, you're in denial of being old. Danny G says, Mother Nature, bless women, they are young and curse men when men are young. Mother Nature bless women when they are young and curse men are young. Mother Nature, I don't know about that. I don't know about that one. I don't know about that. I don't know about that at all. I don't know about that. Father Nature's bless men when they reach 30 and curse women really. Oh, God. Oh. Nigga, you're 30 years old, you're a fucking loser at 30. That's bullshit. You're 30 years old, you're a grand fucking father. 30 is the beginning of the end, more for you than a woman. Did you know that? Did you know that? More for you than a woman. Because number one, you're not even at your sexual peak anymore. You're gonna need a pill at 35. And if you a hardcore drinker, nigga, you can't fuck, she can. You smoke a lot of cigarettes, she can fuck, you can't. 30 years old, that's a lie. 30 years old works against a man more than a woman. What are you talking about? Because you're a woman hater. Get him out of here. Get this fucking clown out of here. I knew it. Get him out of here. Get him out of here. Get the fuck out of here. 30, nigga, 30 years old is the beginning of a loser as a man. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? Get the fuck out of here. Get out. No, nigga. Listen, nigga, listen. Let me give you some news, Danny G. You died before the woman, motherfucker. Did you know that? A woman lives longer than a man, you piece of shit. Get him out of here. He's a fucking piece of garbage. A woman, no, motherfucker. You age like me because you're 30 years old, you're a failure. 30 fucking years old male, nigga, you're a failure. You know it. You're probably going to blow your brains out when you finish listening to this fucking live, you piece of shit. Get the fuck out of here. Get him out. He's a piece of garbage. That's a hater. Don't listen to him. Let me tell you something, old man, okay? 30-year-old man, okay? Your sexual peak is from 15 to 25. Did you know that? Your sexual peak is from 15 to 25. A woman gets started at 30. Okay? A woman gets started at 30. That's why you got all that estrogen. You fucking 30-year-old men, you niggas haven't embraced it because you don't want to get old because you're old at 30. And see what you do? You take that attitude and drag the woman. I just proved that. You take that attitude and drag the woman. I was waiting. I was waiting. I said, I'm waiting for a man to come here. That was probably a black shithole. Same thing. You niggas are losers at fucking 30. Are you kidding me? A 30-year-old fucking loser, nigga. Trust me when I tell you, a woman at 30 years old and a man at 30. You talking about spoiling milk at fucking 30 and you die before she does, you piece of shit. Woman out fuck men and outlive men. I'm in the moving business for almost 30 fucking years, bro. I rarely move widowers. I move widows all of the time. Single mothers, the fathers die first, you fucking garbage pail bastard. Get out of here. You internalize that fucking attitude and you drag the woman. All of you 30-year-old niggas do that. That's why I tell your fucking grandfather, you try to rock that woman. Nobody gonna want you. Yeah, nobody wants you at 30. Okay? Nobody wants you at your old fucking bastard because your peak is gone. See, remember, a young woman wants to fuck like a grown woman, but that fucking old man, he wants to fuck like he's 19 years old. You will die before your mama, motherfucker. So you shouldn't be talking about nothing, you piece of fucking garbage. You barely go to the doctor. See, the problem is you up here late at night, you're probably watching all that porn. You probably watching granny porn. Yeah, all those women that spoil and fucking spoil like milk. But at the end of the day, you're nothing without a woman. See, that's the thing you got to understand. A woman could survive without a man, but a man cannot survive without a woman. He cannot. He will be one miserable old fucking bastard. At 30 years old, you take a single woman at 30 and you take a single woman at a single man at 30. And you tell me which one is their choice. A man, you got no fucking choices. A woman in most cases, she's 30 because she probably ran through with all the bullshit. This nigga ain't shit, this nigga ain't shit. But when that fucking loser is 30 years old and hasn't accomplished his goal, it's all downhill from here. Fuck out of here. You kidding me? You came to the wrong one with that, buddy. I destroy fucking 30-year-old men all the time. I tell them, you know at the end of the fucking day, you're a grandfather. You know that, right? You barely could take care of your mama. See, a woman is more, she's a nurturer by nature. If she does her mother dirty, it's probably because of a shithole nigga that needed her and wanted her, don't take care of your mother, take care of me. See, a man can't survive without a woman. Who the fuck who wiped your ass? It wasn't your father, you piece of shit. A woman is a nurturer by nature. So how you gonna, your mother done wiped your ass probably till you was 10 fucking years old, and all of a sudden now women age like, who ages like mother? You talk about white people age like fucking milk? You had it wrong. You age like fucking milk, you piece of shit. Your sexual peak was over at fucking 25. You could never get that back. And if you do, you got to use a fucking blue pill, you piece of garbage. Just remember when you and your senior wife is sitting together, you want to be young. Just remember, nigga, she going to be burying your fucking ass. Yeah, all them manosphere niggas don't want to fuck with me. They don't want to deal with me. I don't want to see the reason why I don't want niggas committing suicide and then blaming me. I don't want that. I've had it happen. Not to commit suicide, but I had some man that has said, Nate, I can't fuck with him because he's going to tell me the truth and I don't want to deal with that. Manosphere niggas are dirt bombs. They're the lowest pieces of shit. They're mostly millennials and they know they're worthless. A millennial male is worthless to me. That's worse than a millennial woman. I'd rather deal with the millennial woman. I could mold her. I could be a father figure. I'm old. But what could I do for him? He's worthless. 30 years old, he ain't got it together. He's a piece of fucking garbage. Go into the prison system, motherfucker. Go into the prison system and see how many 30-year-old fucking gangbangers are sitting in that bitch. And tell me what they're going to be doing in 10, 20 years old, shoving dicks in each other's throats. Okay? But that woman, she could still come back out here and be something in society. She's a woman. Niggas are hire a fucking beautiful woman that did 25 years for murder. You won't get shit, nigga. You probably got to still get back on the block because you're a man. And they feel, man, you should have known better. Don't come to me with that fucking bullshit. You can forget it. Your sexual peak is 25, bastard. 25. It was designed that way because you were supposed to make babies at 25 fucking years old. So they slow it down. They slow it down because they don't want you to be on high alert. That's what happened. See, the woman increases, she got needs. Can you back that up? No, you couldn't. You couldn't fuck a 70-year-old woman. I wouldn't want to. You couldn't. You couldn't last. A 70-year-old woman outlast a fucking 27-year-old. He couldn't fuck with that. He can't fuck her all night. She can have 100 niggas fucking her. You can't fuck 100 girls. You can barely fuck 2. Said crap about a woman hitting the wall. Never listen to a nigga. Niggas hit the wall. Niggas, listen, men don't want to come here to the fucking Ask Nathaniel because they don't. First thing I'm going to do is, I'm telling you right now, I demolish a man. He don't want to fuck with me. He doesn't want to deal with me. He doesn't. Because what you see as young, I see as an old fucking piece of shit. It's different, especially a man. Especially, even listen, when I was a kid, the old man around the neighborhood would drag the woman. The old man, you know, the old grumpy man. What does he do? Oh, fuck it. You know that old grumpy man. When the old man is grumpy, it's because he can't get woman. Niggas are grumpy because they got hurt. These are the true reasons why men are grumpy. Either they can't find a woman they love, they can't find a woman, period, 3 ways, or they can't get any pussy. That's what makes a man grumpy. So when I was a kid, right? Come to think of it, we had the old grumpy man. We throw fucking rocks at this door. Fuck, he call whatever. But at the end of the day, he's the old grumpy man because he didn't have a woman. And when a nigga can't fuck, he's grumpy. Don't listen to these losers. A loser is a 30-year-old fucking loser. That nigga don't know what he gonna be and want to do at 30. He's gonna fail. The fucking end. I'm telling you. And if he gonna do it, he can't do it without a woman. I know my fucking woman that's 50 years old and their kid is fucking 30 and the fucking 30 can barely wipe his ass. I know 30-year-olds that had babies in a mother's house. Guess who's taking care of the baby? The grandmother. Are you fucking kidding me, you 30-year-old fucking piece of shit? How dare you try to brag? How dare you? You Manosphere niggas had to create a group because you're losers. I will challenge you fucking losers, $10,000 cash to meet me at any mall in the fucking damn 5 boroughs of New York City. And I guarantee I'll give you an hour. You won't be able to seal a deal with nobody because you're a fucking loser. Okay? $10,000. That means if you can't do it in an hour, I'm $10,000 more richer. Because I know I'm going home with my shit plus yours. I've been doing this fucking challenge for 10 years. Nobody has ever fucking done it. Now, you players and you smooth niggas, this doesn't apply to you. It's that shithole. The beginning of a man becoming a shithole is 30. That's where it starts. That's where he becomes a fucking bona fide loser. How dare you, fucking loser? You take that fucking attitude into the woman. You think I'm stupid? You drag the woman. It ain't a woman telling a woman she's washed up. It's that fucking shitty man. That's how he is. He's not a king. He's not a leader. He can't take care of shit. He tries to fall in love with whores and they shit on him. Everything he wants don't want him. And that's why he comes back with that attitude. Woman hit the wall. Oh, how the fuck is a woman gonna hit a goddamn wall? She got a pussy. How can a woman hit a wall? She got a pussy. It's impossible. You hit the wall. Ask your mother. Your father probably fucking left your mother and your mother had to take care of your fucking bum ass. And you got the audacity to knock a woman down? That's weak men do that. Real niggas don't knock women down. I've been cheated on from 2 women in my life. Do you think I'm going to be against women? Not you. You get cheated on and hurt by 1 woman, you drag the whole fucking race of woman, you piece of shit. That's why you're never welcome here. Never talk to these motherfuckers. Don't listen to them. They're worthless. Manosphere, MGTOW, all them niggas are jerking off losers. Trust me, they don't want to play with me. $10,000. Okay, or suck a dick. Matter of fact, let me not tell you to do that. You're probably doing that already. You niggas can't save yourself from nothing. You can't get out your own way, you fucking loser. You niggas can't even get a damn website to create for women that's giving pussy away. Pussy is never priceless. Dick is priceless. Dick is free. Everyone had better give that shit away, but a woman, goddamn, a nigga across the world swim the deepest sea to fuck a woman. You know it, you piece of garbage. You could never come back here. You 30-year-old fucking millennials, you the niggas that fucked the game up. Don't come in here and say, you better address me as Mr. Nathaniel, you piece of fucking shit. Because after I let you know that you're a grandfather and I'm a fucking grandfather, you're going to say, well, OG, no, motherfucker, don't call me OG, call me Mr. Address me as a fucking man. I'll call you Mr. too, you little shit. But you want to be addressed as Mr. Act like a man. A man don't drag woman, pussy. Why don't you go drag that fucking thug? Why don't you go out there to them fucking street niggas and drag one of them? I dare you, pussy, without a phone. Go out there and do a prank and tell one of them street niggas, y'all niggas fucked up our communities, and see if you don't get your socks knocked off, pussy. Until one of you niggas could do that without a fucking gun in your hand, pussy, you can't do nothing because you know that 30-year-old is dreadful to you, piece of shit. See, I had my father when I turned fucking 30 years old. I knew the difference because he told me life begins at 30, you piece of shit. Life was over for you at 30 because your father wasn't even near, you piece of fucking garbage. So now you want to drag a woman. And let me aim at the black woman. They age like fucking men. What do you think, ugly? You don't fucking age, you ugly fucking bastard. There's no such thing as an ugly kid. A baby's a baby. But what's your excuse at 30, you fucking ugly bastard? It shows what you haven't been doing the last 10 years because you still can't believe I'm 30. I could be a goddamn grandfather. My life is over. I could barely pay a fucking cell phone bill. You're probably under your mother's fucking family plan, you piece of shit. I don't fuck with garbage. I'm still young. No, you're not. 30, 35, 40, 45. It doesn't matter. You're old, nigga. You just trying to drag that onto that woman. You know that fine titties and ass when she did. As soon as she fucking hurt your ass, you know what you tell her, you piece of shit? Nobody's gonna want you. Nobody's gonna want you. You ran through. And she believes your fucking loser ass. And then I come along with this big old dick and I said, what he told you? Hold the fuck up. Put that phone on speaker. Let me let this nigga know how you hollering like a motherfucker. Yeah. Fuck out of here, piece of shit. I know how you niggas are. I've been fucking your 45-year-old mother. You're 30 years old in the fucking bedroom hearing me knocking that goddamn wall down. You piece of fucking garbage. You should get your mother her own. Why don't you pay your mother's mortgage? Pay your mother's bills. You can't do that at 30 years old. You waiting for her to die to get the fucking the insurance money, you piece of shit. What could you do? You niggas fucked the whole world up. I'd rather a 60-year-old black man moving a Haywood before a 30-year-old because he thinks he's still 15. You haven't fucking grown up yet. You don't want to get old. You're a millennial. You're fucking trash. Now you made the millennial woman she'll get further than you. She could go to nursery school, nigga. What you gonna do? You can't fucking go to nursery school because you can't even comprehend school, dummy. That's why you drag her, because you're a failure. And you know I fucking know that. So once again, you want to fucking play with me? Meet me at fucking Jersey Gardens Mall. Let's see what the fuck your 30-year-old ass could do. Nothing. A 30-year-old woman can't. She got a 40-year-old woman. A 40-year-old woman is in a better position than you. 50-year-old fucking woman, because you're 30. You're a man. You're a loser. You're no longer in high school, you piece of shit. Reality hits now. You're on your own. And I know it hurts. You piece of fucking garbage. I'm going to start calling these raggedy men that come in. No, just call them old. That's all. Tell them the fucking reality. See, the thing is this. When you embrace old, they can't call you old because you embraced it. They don't embrace it. They believe they're 29. They're still a kid. You got to tell them watch their whole reaction. You know, I'm old. You fucking old. You don't want us over there. That's him. That's how that fucking animal is. He's a piece of shit. He's a piece of fucking garbage and he knows it. Any man that drag a woman because he's fucking having his internal fucking insecurities, that's a weak piece of shit. Now, a woman, I expect that. A woman drag a man, well, shit, if he's a real man, he can't be dragged. A real man can't be dragged, but most of these sorry motherfuckers that surround y'all, you could drag all of them because they sorry motherfuckers. These 30-year-old niggas want to be Jim Jones when they get older. They don't know when Jim Jones is home, he pulls his fucking hands up and talks to his motherfucking damn soon-to-be grandkids. It's all an act for that fucking bastard. He don't want to grow up. He don't want to grow up. All he want to do is live off a woman, and when he can't live off her, he want to drag her. Sometimes he want to beat her up. You think we don't know what these pieces of shit are? You think we don't know? They got that hatred. They hate women. They fucking hate women. They hate women. Stay away from male haters. They're dangerous. They're either going to kill you or they're going to suck your fucking damn brother's dick. Stay away from them. They're worthless. And they know it. That's why they drag you. That's why they drag you, sisters. White woman, Latin woman, any woman. That's why that fucking bastard drives you, because he knows at 30 years old, he's facing fucking bad problems. I'm not facing no problems. He is. I just got his attention. He's always facing problems because he's insecure. He internalizes that, and that's why his fucking damn woman outlives his ass. Like I said, some cases his mother outlives his fucking ass. He don't listen. He's stupid. Don't be fooled by this fucking loser. Black woman, white woman, stop putting your fucking age on the internet. You're old, and that's fine. Embrace it. Embrace old. And the only way to get old is to embrace old. But that piece of shit, he don't embrace fucking age. Excuse me, he doesn't embrace old. He embraces age. He embraces age because he still thinks he's young, and he's not. Sorry, grandpa. It's fucking over. Some of you niggas are grandpas at 27. Shit, there's some women out here that fucking had a spot and had a womanhood at 10 years old. Do the fucking math. Do the goddamn math. You had a fucking baby nigga at 25 years old. You're a fucking damn fucking grandfather because your 15-year-old daughter's pregnant. Loser. You take that damn negativity, you drag the woman. I know the deal. Don't be dragged, woman. Don't listen to these fucking losers. Trust me when I tell you they worthless. Why do you think porn sites are worth trillions of dollars? From the man. That man jerking off. Men are dreamers, especially in the straight community. He can't get a fucking laid for the life of him. He gotta pay, he gotta take it, he gotta rape somebody. That's the only, he gotta spend money. He's fucking frustrated. You ain't gotta do a goddamn thing but bring your pussy to the table. That loser man to tell you, oh, she gotta bring something to the table. You ain't gotta bring a fucking thing to the table. You bring your good looks and that fucking fat ass. If you ain't got a fat ass, that pussy would do. You ain't got to bring nothing. He has to bring something to the table. He's a fucking man. Tell him to act like it. That fucking loser's bitter. Stay away from bitter men, especially that black fucking bastard. He know at 30 years old is a bitch. Look at the suicide rates. Look at the fucking suicide rates. Younger people are killing themselves like crazy because they don't want to get old. But they never embraced old because they thought they were going to be young forever. That's that number. See, that number will fuck you up. God damn, I just was 17. I'm 30 years old. I'm fucking doomed. Yes, you are doomed because you never embraced being old. You just embrace that fucking number. And that number changes every fucking damn 365 goddamn days. Some of y'all motherfuckers at 200 days, you fucked all up. God damn, I'm almost there. What am I gonna do? The big 3-0. I'm a fucking loser. You know what? I can't be shit. Fuck these women. They're shit. They're trash. They're gonna age. That's what you do, you piece of garbage. That's why you fail. You think we don't know these suicide rates? You think we don't know what's happening out here? You think we don't know, you buster? Ladies and gentlemen, it's been real. Stay away from that fucking loser. He's worthless. Manosphere, passport bros, all them niggas are losers. That's why they killing all these motherfuckers out there. They're losers. They fail with a woman. A man that fails with a woman is a loser. You at 30 without a man, big deal. A man without a woman at 30 is a fucking loser. God damn. 30. Yeah, when a woman turns 30, when a woman turns this, when a woman hit the wall. Why don't you hit the wall, motherfucker? You already hit it. Your mother had you. She hit the wall when she had you. If that's the case, you fucking loser. I feel sorry more for your mom because she brought you into this fucking world and you didn't come out to be shit. You can't do nothing for your mother. You can't do a goddamn thing. That's what a man is. A man takes care of his own. Could you take care of your mother and father, motherfucker? No, I don't think so. You can't do shit. You fucking piece of shit. I know a few of you niggas. Some of you niggas is in my fucking family, you piece of garbage. You fucking woman, your mother's next door, she moaning and groaning. You licking your wife's ass, she's sucking your dick, all next door to your mother's bedroom, you piece of fucking shit. And guess what's gonna happen? Guess who's gonna be the babysitter when they have that baby? Grandma. Guess who you gonna tell to kiss your ass? Grandma. You ain't gonna tell that fucking woman to do it until she go fuck the next nigga. Now you don't want to go take care of the kids. I'll leave her with my fucking mother. Cause now you fell in love with that whore and you didn't think she would fucking leave your ass, but she don't even respect you, nigga. You couldn't even get your own place, you piece of shit. That's what you are. Most of you 30-year-old motherfuckers, all you do is leave your mother for dead. She gets old, nigga, you out. I'm taking care of me. A real man take care of his mama, you fucking piece of garbage. That's why that Latin community is fucking winning, because they the only ones that live together. That black fucking shithole, the first thing he want to do to show his opinions, he want to leave his mother for dead. Fabulous the rapper, he just got his mother out the projects 5 fucking years ago. But you on the internet beating up your fucking wife and showing everybody your jewelry. I'm not impressed. Well, Nick, could you still be a loser and rich? Goddamn right you could still be a loser and rich. What's money? You still a fucking piece of shit. It ain't gonna change you, nigga. Did it change Diddy, nigga? I don't think so. God damn. Shout out to Trulios. I appreciate that. I will remind you, fucking loser. I'm going to tell you what your father didn't tell you because your father wasn't around, you piece of shit. That's why you disrespect women, because your father left your mother for dead. And now you're going to leave everybody else for dead, nigga, and shoot up the whole community, nigga, because you're frustrated because daddy left you. Now you're going to drag the woman into it, you piece of fucking garbage. You know what you niggas do? Once you use a woman as a bulletproof vest, you might as well, you fucking shit-o. That's all you do. You millennial niggas, I can't stand you motherfuckers. Old motherfuckers in denial. That's what I look at as a millennial. Old motherfuckers in denial. I'll put a 50-year-old woman that fucked the shit out of you, nigga. You couldn't keep up with her. What you want, Latin, black, white? She'll break your dick off. You know that. Watch one of them porns that you jerk off to every fucking night. You fuck that 25-year-old girl if she fall asleep. That goddamn 50-year-old woman, she be fucking 10 niggas and still standing. You can't outfuck a MILF. It's impossible. A MILF? A MILF, you can't outfuck a MILF. Once a woman is at MILF age, that you can't outfuck her. You can't. Average man her age gonna have to take a pill to keep up with her. He gotta get drunk, smoke weed, every fucking thing. Are you kidding me? I dealt with a few younger women in my goddamn thing. As soon as they nut, they go to sleep. That goddamn older woman, she wanna fuck more, and more. Are you kidding me, you 30-year-old piece of shit? You are the problem in society, a 30-year-old fucking loser. As soon as you see a gray hair nigga, you pluck it. Did you know you pluck it, more gray hairs grow, you fucking loser? Your balls start sagging at 30, you fucking piece of shit. Her pussy's still wet, isn't it? I know it is, but no, you want to drag her when she don't want to be with you. Ain't nobody gonna want you. Now you don't want to take care of your kid, you 30-year-old fucking garbage. Get out of here. Don't you ever fucking come back here. I can't stand you niggas. This is Axe Nathaniel, not Axe a fucking 30-year-old millennial. I don't fuck with 30-year-olds. Now, we talk about the 30-year-old man back in the 1970s. That's a whole different level of a nigga. That was a man. 1940s, 1950s, these niggas were grandpas and crowd grandpas. They wanted to make sure their kids mate so they could have fucking grandkids at 30. You niggas don't want to grow up. But you drag that woman. You tell your mother, fuck you and all the above, and she don't only want to give a fuck about you. Then they kill your fucking raggedy ass. Who got to bury you? Your mama. You forgot all about all them shitty fucking drawers, you piece of shit. All them fucking nasty pampers. She had to keep going and going to the store over and over again. Because you keep shitting and eating. You shit, goddamn, I just changed your diaper, you shit it again, goddamn. And now you want to be a grown motherfucker because you think you're big and tough. Because you bought some pussy in fucking you bought some pussy in fucking Colombia. Why don't you go to Saudi Arabia? Why don't you go to Mexico and tell one of them cartel niggas that suck a dick and see what they do to your motherfucking head? You niggas are so tough. Why don't you go out? We got 2 wars, motherfucker. Why don't you go out and fight? We ain't talking about that bullshit fucking Democrat and Republican war. Those are coons. Go out to them real fucking wars, you loser. You niggas know nothing about nothing. That's why nobody wants to teach y'all shit. And they can't teach you because most of these niggas don't want to be, they embrace age. They don't embrace being old. You fucking garbage pail bastard. Thank you, asked me. I appreciate you. I don't fuck with you motherfuckers. You know it. Every time you come here, I kick you out. I kick you the fuck out of here. Well, then how you know our age? I can tell they fucking age. An age of a loser. Once they start dragging a woman that starts at 30, that's when that fucking loser does it. 30, 40, 50, 60, that's all. Once they drag him, I know he's an old fucking goddamn miserable man. Because only an old miserable man would drag a woman, you piece of fucking garbage. I've been getting pussy all my goddamn life. You got to fight to want pussy, nigga. I gotta fight to stay with one woman. You don't know what it is to be irresistible, motherfucker. Last time you was irresistible was when you were 3 years old, when your aunts and uncles like, look at the cute little kid. You haven't had a love like that since, shitty. You haven't. You 30-year-old niggas don't even know how to wash your fucking ass. Nothing. Don't talk about shit. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm done. Goddamn. You know, one thing I want to say, man, is, some of you middle-aged motherfuckers, you got to start changing your ways. You got to let that 30-year-old, you got to teach that 30-year-old that he's an old fucking fart. You got to teach him. In most cases, his wife is going to outlive him. You got to teach that motherfucker to go to the doctor. You got to teach that nigga to get his shit together, get it together, and fucking start taking care of a woman. Whether it's his mama or his wife. Okay? If that's not enough, tell that nigga to go take care of a fucking drag queen. Teach him to take care, because that's what a man is. A woman is a nurturer. She takes care of her children. She nurtures her children. She takes care of her man. She nurtures her man. But in order to nurture a man, he has to take care of his woman. Your mother nurtured you, you fucking piece of shit, for 20 years. 10 over years overdue. It's time for you to take care of business. Could you move out and buy her a house? No, you couldn't afford shit. You still got to probably use your mother's name to put your car in there, you fucking bum. Well, I got my own house. Where's your mother live? Why you ain't take her with you, you piece of shit? You couldn't. Because you think society would be against you because you're a loser. You internalize your ugliness through a woman. You internalize your fucking your insecurity through a woman. You internalize your fucking low self-esteem to a woman. You loser. I want to say this for the time. I'm challenging you, piece of shit. $10,000. I will remind you how much of a loser you are when we in the streets of New York City. I promise you. And I ain't got to say one word. That fucking woman was showing. Let me know when you're ready, you piece of shit. Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you. It's unfortunate, but that's the problem. That millennial fucking 30-year-old bastard. He's the one that destroyed the game. He thinks he knows everything. All he know how to do is fuck shit up. He knows nothing. Nothing. And even when he makes money, he still don't know nothing because he can't keep him when he's worthless without a woman. A single woman, single man. Who the fuck think got more value? That damn worthless 30-year-old tells you, oh, she ain't, nobody want her. No, nigga, nobody want you. You just told her that. Don't fucking play with me, shit. Oh, I appreciate you, goddamn.